Okay, getting ready for our first test cuts. This video is after the unboxing and the setup. I probably missed some steps somewhere along the setup, but you know, again, this is a hobby. This is just something that I need to do to get my mind off my day job. And at this point, I think I'm ready for some test cuts. You know, there's probably something I missed, but we're gonna see what this thing can do. So I'm gonna use one of the bolts that came with the lathe. As you can see, it's bent, so it's pretty much junk. But I'm gonna chuck this thing up, and I'm gonna smooth out this head and see if we can't just make some chips. I have no purpose in doing anything other than just cutting away some metal and seeing what we can do with this bolt that came with it. So let's go ahead and bolt it up. Give it a little bit of space out. Make sure that's good. One thing I don't have is a dial indicator, so I really want to know what the run out is on this chuck and this lathe. I'm going to get a dial indicator and I'll run it against the face of the chuck, and we'll just see how much run out is on this thing. You know, I'd like it to be as true as it can be, but you know, again, for what it is, Chinese VEVOR lathe, it's, you know, you get what you get. You get what you pay for. So again, I'm not an expert. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to see what we're able to do. Let's just see if we're lined up. We're not going to hit anything. It's pretty close. That is the tooling that I want to use. Got that snug down. Feel like it might need to be angled a little bit. One thing I noticed, the tooling is not centered up and down. So it's almost like these tool bits need some shim stock underneath. I'll have to look into that. It's possible that it'd be better to go with 1/2 inch or, you know, some bigger tooling to get that up on its center line. Right now it's below the center line, but for the first test, I'm gonna go ahead and go with it. We're gonna see what this can do. We're gonna go to forward, turn this guy on. Oil's cleaning off of it. Up to 1200 RPM. Let's see what this can do. That's not centered. I really wish that was centered. Do the touch off. can see, we've touched off. I'm going to go in. This is a little loose. I'm going to have to sort that out. That's okay. I'm going to go in and I'm going to face this off. Well, I don't like that first initial cut. This is still kind of loose and jumping. I got to get this tightened up. I think these way bars underneath need to be tightened up, but this needs to be a little more solid. Also, this clearly isn't going to work out. I have got to get these up more centered towards the workpiece, or I will not be able to face these properly. So I'm going to call that the first test. It spins, it cuts a little bit, and we're going to call that first chips. But I am going to improve this situation. We'll get some different tooling, or we'll get these shimmed up so that we'll be able to properly center and face off different materials. For now, that's going to be the end of this video. It's just a first chips video. It functions, it works. I'm happy about that. Again, you buy one of these things, you don't know if it's going to work. You know, it's just a shot in the dark. 50-50 shots, what I found. And this one works, so I'm happy about that. Okay, I was a little frustrated with how that lined up. As you can see, it's just not centered. I added just some shims. I probably am missing something. There's got to be, you know, a reason for this. Why would this come out of the box and be so off center? So I'm gonna see if I can at least face this bolt. I want my first chips video to actually be a little more of a success. So I went ahead and shimmed this up. It looks pretty centered. We're gonna run this and see what we get. Get you set up. All right. Let's get this spinning. About 1,200 RPMs. I don't know if that's right, but that's what we're going with. Also, in the last clip, you noticed this was moving around. I went ahead and snugged up all of these tensioners just to try to stabilize this a little bit better. Hopefully this time it won't move around as much and we'll cut something clean. Again, we're just trying to set this thing up to just cut something. see now we're too high. I got to figure out the shimming of these. This is just kind of frustrating, but I got to get these centered or you're not going to be able to work on your pieces. Oil on it, maybe that'll help. Need some thicker oil. I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. Too deep a cut, maybe? Well, we managed to eliminate the face of that bolt. There's obviously some deflection. We've got some work to do. It did go to the center. It did clean it up. So even with the shims, you know, that's something we can work with for now. I'm sure there's going to be a better way. But for now, it does work. I think I'm going to go ahead and finish. I want to round this nut just to say I did. Let's get this started. Start this up. There we go. Well, there we go. I'm gonna call that first chips. Let me bring you in here. We finally have a piece. If I can get you to focus. There we go. We got it faced, and we got the bolt hex smoothed off. That's something. So a long day, getting everything set up, unboxed, but overall, it does what it says it does. There is some more adjustments that I have to do. Got some more work to do, but I look forward to playing with this machine. I'm just glad that the thing turns on, works, runs, spins, is close to accurate. I do have to tweak out the tool bits. This has to be centered up. You can't really do much work if it doesn't center up there. But at any rate, overall, first cuts, first setup, the thing works. I don't know what else to say. Again, skeptics, I'm with you. The VEVOR MX400, cheapest lathe out there that has an 1.5" spindle bore. You know, we'll just keep messing with it and see what we can do.